Hi, this is a video of my 1980 Land Rover Stage 1 V8 Spec-lift recovery truck, which is up for sale on eBay right now. Going to just give you a little walk around of the vehicle. Well, actually quite an in-depth walk around of the vehicle. I'll show you all of the good bits and all the bad bits. And we'll run the engine, we'll move the spec lift up and down, anything else I can think of. So as you can see, the vehicle is red but was originally Inca yellow, and in my opinion Inca yellow is the best colour that Land Rover ever made by far, and this will look spectacular if someone put it back to Inca yellow. All the wings are really straight. It's supposed to have these, only Stage 1 V8s have these, and this one does. The wings are really straight, not butchered, no major dings. The camera picks it up as a slight ding there, but that's about it really. Front's real good. This has obviously got the Stage 1 V8 grille, which is in really good condition. Nothing is rusting through. It's got the nice, I don't know what it is, like nylon coating on it still. Land Rover badge and the bonnet lock. I think the bonnet lock is seized, but maybe someone can bring that back to life. It does turn. Yeah. Wings all good. Brand new galvanised bumper on the front. Really good tyres, the same all round. 4 sets of whatever they are. Knobblies. They're not perished. They're not worn. They're absolutely perfect. On the correct rims as well. 109 rims. Passenger side door is shot. And I would say needs replacing. Got the galv strip. I have got a door top if you want it. Driver's side door is not as bad. I think the driver's side door could probably be saved. The seats, the interior, actually, besides that rip there and that rip there on the driver's side seat, the middle seat and the passenger seat look absolutely fine to me, just a bit dirty. So yeah, probably to say the driver's seat needs replacing, but the other two just need a clean up. What else have we got? So bulkhead, let's do the bulkhead. It's already been repaired at the top, and in my opinion the bulkhead is absolutely excellent, with the exception of the footwells. The footwells need doing in both sides. It's a nice easy job, fortunately. What have we got? We've got a radio fitted, a Motorola radio. No idea if that works, I've never tried. Still got the ashtray. Yeah, the dash is not in bad shape. It's got a rip here. Oh, and another rip by the other vent up there. So 2 rips in the vinyl on the top, but otherwise it doesn't look too bad to me. Still got the blowers, the bottom and the top ones. Round the back, the rear tub is actually in remarkably good shape as well. Down this side I can't see any real marks. We've got side lockers. This is a storage side locker on this side, and I'll show you around the other side as well. There's another one for the battery. Yeah, that rear tub is straight. Let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, same on this side. I can see all the rivet, all the spot weld marks where they should be. I don't think it's filler. It looks really straight to me. And I'll just show you in the side locker here. Got 2 batteries. They're both good batteries. They both come with the vehicle. 2 fuel filler caps. This one is no longer connected. The fuel tank would interfere with where the Spec-lift is. So this is a second filler that's been added, and the tank is located under the seat. You can see this door is a bit sort of not great, but it's got a couple of holes along the bottom, but I think you could probably get away with replacing the bottom with the repair section. 52,000 miles indicated on the speedo. The heater and all the vent controls work. The headlights and side lights all work. The indicators unfortunately don't work, but I haven't looked into why. It's probably just bulbs and bad earths and the usual suspects. Okay, so let's make our way to the back. We've got the twin reverse lights, which is what stage 1 V8s should have. There is a ding in this panel here. Fortunately, you can buy that panel. Quite easy to replace. Yeah, and then obviously this is ginormous Spec-lift. Now, if I come down a bit, you can see that the chassis has been modified extensively. It's not a bolt-on job. It's a really serious Spec-lift, and I'll show you the plate. So the engine in this isn't standard V8. So in 1988 it had the Spec-lift fitted on the back by Nielsen. Or it's a Nielsen Spec-lift, I should say. I don't know who fitted it. And in 1987 the Rover V8 was removed, and I'm going to put the camera down for a second. The Rover V8 was removed, and it's Perkins designed, built by Mazda, good old Japanese engineering. It's a 3.5 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged and intercooled diesel, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's got so much torque. It's got more torque than a Puma Defender. So the stock Rover V8 was putting out, 95 brake horsepower. This is about 135, so I think it's got more horsepower than certainly a TDI or TD5. 266 pound-foot of torque, which is immense, really immense. And it's quoted as returning up to 27 mpg. I've got all of the paperwork from MD Engineering which documents this and shows prices, and this is where I'm getting the figures from. I did speak to MD Engineering, and they told me that only 2 stage 1 V8s were ever converted by them, and I don't know if other people are offering this conversion, but I'd imagine there's a good chance this is one of 2 stage 1 V8s with this lump in it, and it is a proper truck engine. It's just got so much grunt. It's fantastic. Right, I think we'll do a bit of engine running action next, and then we'll get the Spec-lift going up and down and those other bits. So It's quite sunny, I don't know if you can see, the charge light comes on, so does the oil pressure light. Starts up absolutely straight away, hot or cold. I mean, it's actually been running for 5-6 hours since I put it in this morning. Really nice conversion in the engine, in my opinion. It just looks like it's actually made to measure. Would have been nice if they put a cowling over the fan. You've got the intercooler on the left. This is a brand new radiator. I don't know if you'll hear it on the video, but heater blower is actually working a treat. I don't know if it gets hot, it certainly gets a bit warm. I've never really got the engine warm enough. It's a bit like a TDI, it just takes forever to get hot. You see there, you can't really see, but the lights do work. Can't really see it in this light. The engine is a bit smoky. I sort of put this down mainly to it needing a good run. You also can't really tell, but the rear lights do work. I think it's a really nice sounding diesel. It just sounds so meaty. Right, to turn the engine off, you have to pull this because it's a mechanical fuel pump, like a Series 3 diesel. So that's off now, lights are off. Let's have a look at this Spec-lift. I do need to switch it on. There's an isolation switch. Here, flick that on. And we have the controls in here. Isolation switch, pull that up, and then this lever controls the Spec-lift. Down it goes. That was just the lid shutting. So there you go, the Spec-lift is down. You drive your vehicle on. You pull this lever the other way. And there you have it. Switch that isolation lever back. So that's the Spec-lift. Now there is a tow ball and a bracket, and you'll see that it's fitted in the pictures. The bracket, which is there, it just slides on, and there's a big meaty pin that goes through. So that means you can tow normal trailers with this vehicle. Towing electrics down there, I don't know if that works or not. The chassis, so the chassis is actually really good. In my opinion, I mean, I've gone over it and I don't think it needs anything right now. What it really needs is a clean up. There's all this crap that's been sprayed on it. I assume it's some kind of rust proofing. It won't start taking off. It just wants a paint, in my opinion. What it does need doing is it needs new shock absorbers all round. They are absolutely shot to bits. The mud flat brackets, they've rusted through, but I mean, it's not structural, they're fine, they're surviving. The body mounts, they've sort of perished, so the ride is pretty atrocious. It's sort of bits and pieces like that, really. We haven't talked about the gearbox. The gearbox in this is, so I've got 3 stage 1s, I've got one there. You can't see the other one, there's another one there. I've got 3 stage 1 V8s, and absolutely honestly, the gearbox in this is by far the best of the 3. And that makes me think that the mileage, which is 52,400, I feel like that might actually be genuine for this vehicle. It's an off-road recovery truck. I don't imagine it would have done many miles. And the gearbox is just so good. The gearbox is really, really spot on. Goes through every gear, no problem. I've driven this vehicle up and down the road a few times. It can't be driven at the moment because it's got no seat belts, because it's got no roof. We'll get into that in a second. Yes, so to summarise, well, this vehicle is tax and MOT exempt. It's classed as a historic vehicle with the DVLA. The modifications have all been done over 30 years ago. This vehicle is legit tax and MOT exempt. It needs work doing before it's drivable on the road. It really does need new footwells. It really does need new shock absorbers all round. I actually have a set of 4 shock absorbers, so I can chuck those in. And yeah, it needs all the bushings going over, they're all perished. But it's a fantastic vehicle. The engine is smoky. I think that it needs a good run. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it at all. The oil pressure is good. There's an oil pressure gauge in there which works. Yeah, it's a really, really cool and ultra rare vehicle. Potentially one of 2 with this engine conversion. And when was the last time you saw a Land Rover Spec-lift? Let alone stage 1 V8 Land Rover Spec-lift. Ultra, ultra rare. I think this would be absolutely fantastic if it was restored, painted back to inky yellow for a garage and as some kind of advertisement, or for towing some 80s, 70s or 80s classic car out to shows. Yeah, brilliant. So, there is no roof on this vehicle. There are 4 options for roof. This vehicle came with a pickup truck cab and then a little canopy that folds up at the sides on the back. I'll insert a picture of how that looked now. So that is how it looks with the truck cab and the canopy. The truck cab is all disassembled. It's been taken back to metal in areas like the roof. All the glass is out, all the seals are out. You can have it with a truck cab, or I've got a 109 hardtop, which I will show you a video of that I took just before this one. I'll show you that now. So I just thought I'd include this little clip of what it looks like with a hardtop on. As you can see, it's not bolted down or anything like that, it's just rested on top. But there's clearance at the back for the Spec-lift, and honestly, I think it looks really good with a hardtop on it. And if you could put a shutter in the rear or all the way along even. But if you had a shutter here to access the controls, and then possibly the same on the other side, I think you'd be onto a real winner there. I think it'd look fantastic, and I think it'd be more practical than the separate canopy I've got, which is, you know, a short one, so you'd have a pickup ends here and then a little canopy there with fold up sides. Yeah, my opinion is that that would be the most practical. I'd blank off the back, and I'd have shutters up the sides. So those are two options. Third option, I mean, I still think, absolutely think, that the hardtop is the best option. Another option is that you could buy a soft top for it, because then you could roll the side up and access the controls when you needed them. But yeah, you can have it without a roof, or you can have it with one of the roofs. That'll need to be discussed, and you know, a price agreed depending on what you want or don't want. So yeah, options are available regarding the roof. Let's see, what have I missed? I've got absolutely everything to go with it in terms of the pilot jockey wheel, the sort of clamps and ratchets that go over the top of the wheels when it's to strap it down to the Spec-lift. Got this hardtop canopy to go on the back if you want it. Comes with the good batteries, it runs, it drives, not on the road. You will need to pick it up on a trailer. You'll need to sort out the bits that I've mentioned. The brakes are excellent, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Gearbox excellent, brakes excellent, engine, I'm not going to say excellent, it's a bit smoky, seems fine to me. Pulls really well, idles really well, starts up straight away, hot or cold, doesn't overheat, doesn't, you know, it's well, I don't know how 87 it went in, it's a 33-year-old engine at least, and like any old Land Rover diesel, they do tend to smoke a bit, but I don't know if it's a problem. I don't know enough about engines. I hope you found this video useful if you're considering buying this vehicle. If no one wants to buy it, then I won't be sad. I'll keep it myself and mothball it for a few years until I have time and money to return it to beautiful inky yellow. I'll put a hardtop on the back and I'll put some shutters on the sides, but I'll probably buy the sides for like the electricity board Land Rovers or something like that. I think they come up quite a lot. I'll get those and I'll take it to shows and things. I think it'll get loads and loads of interest at a show, at a Land Rover show, or towing something interesting to any kind of classic car show. Right, I'm going to sign this video off now. Reach out to me, send me a message via eBay or YouTube if you're interested in this vehicle, if you want to have a chat about it. Very happy for people to come and look at it. I hope this has been useful. I've tried to be as absolutely honest and extensive as I possibly can be. Right, that's it. Signing off.